Hey everyone, it's Matt from Audio Workstations, and today we're going to talk about digital audio versus MIDI. First thing to know is that digital audio is two whole words. Together they mean anytime we try and represent sound directly in computer language or digitally, we're trying to represent exactly the motion of air that was out here in the real world. It went into a microphone or it went on an electrical cable from a guitar, and now we have a description of that specific sound. MIDI is actually an acronym. It contains 4 individual words, and those would be musical instrument digital interface. And MIDI is actually a system that contains its own digital language that describes musical performance without sound. As we look around the studio, we'll notice things like microphones, which are connected with 3-pin XLRs, and instrument cables, aka TRS cables that are typically male-to-male. Those are going to be associated with making audio recordings. When we see things like plastic keys, rubber drum pads, or mesh electronic drums, these are going to be connected with USB or 5-pin MIDI cables. Those are, of course, for MIDI production. If we look back in the history books, the very first DAW, or digital audio workstation, where you could work with recorded audio in the computer, was Sound Tools, which was released by DigiDesign in 1989. Now we call it Pro Tools. MIDI history goes back to 1983, when all the makers of electronic instruments got together and decided to use the same digital code to represent musical performance data. For editing capabilities, with audio, we can do basic computer-style editing, much like we can do with a word processor. We can copy, paste, and move audio to different points along the song's timeline. We can also do audio processing, such as equalizers, dynamics processors, saturations, distortions, and time-based effects such as reverb and delay. Working within the MIDI system, we have even more flexibility to change things like tempo, rhythm, which is known as quantize. We can change the velocity, which is how hard you've hit a note. We can change the note length that you're playing, and basically reprogram an entire performance using the MIDI data editing. So what are some examples of musical genres that utilize these types of recording methods? Well, if you're looking for an all audio recording, you might want to look to genres like jazz and folk, where it's traditionally people playing instruments that are being recorded through microphones. If you want to hear mostly MIDI productions, look to the electronic dance music genres, aka EDM, and you will find 80 to 90% MIDI and often just 1 or 2 audio tracks on top, those often being the vocals. This has been Digital Audio versus MIDI. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this content. Drop us a comment below, and we will see you next time.
All quiet on the set. The talent is about to speak.
Nothing like Tums with your coffee. Teddy Roosevelt said, "Walk softly and carry a sensitive lav mic."